What's going on, guys? Welcome back to The Real Talk, and as promised, we're bringing you guys a discussion of Wonder Woman, spoiler-filled. So if you've not seen the movie, please go do yourself a favor and go watch it. And I do have a non-spoiler review up, so go check that out as well. I'm joined here by today with Mo.
Hi, Monish Corona here. I'll talk about myself at the end.
Alright, Mo, so this is a highly anticipated movie. I know it was for me and for you as well.
It's highly anticipated and highly, like people are scared to watch this, I hope it's not bad.
Yeah, exactly. It was just this movie was a lot was riding on this film.
Yeah,
you know?
Definitely.
So we're gonna get into it. Again, spoilers, so if you've not seen the movie, go watch it. So what'd you think about the film, man? What'd you think about overall, quick thoughts?
Damn. Okay, so I have to say I am thoroughly impressed with the movie.
Yeah.
Even though it was honestly kind of what I was expecting, to be honest, because I know Wonder Woman's origin story, and a lot of people don't, which is cool because that's what this movie is for. It's for people that don't know about Wonder Woman's origin.
Yeah.
Which I appreciate. But for me, I know the origin, so I know she comes from Themyscira. I know that she fucking goes to the land of man, and she's like, oh, you guys are all not fucking roses and shit.
Yeah,
roses and candy. So I knew that was gonna happen, but there were some genuine things that I didn't see coming, to be honest. Even with all the trailers, DC, I guess they learned their...
yeah, from the last Doomsday fucking thing.
even the fucking Suicide Squad thing. I'm trying to think. Sorry, they didn't even do the Suicide Squad thing where it was opposite, where it's the Joker's the bad guy. It's no.
Oh, it was misleading.
So, yeah. So sorry, I think we're giving spoilers for those movies, but this is a Wonder Woman spoiler review.
Yeah.
But yeah, so overall, I really enjoyed the film. There were some definite surprises, and there was actually some moments that just gave me a big smile on my face, which we'll get into. So.
Alright, cool. And then you guys know my thoughts. I loved it as well. Alright, guys, so we're gonna start off with the acting. What'd you think for overall
To be honest, there are some people that criticize Gal Gadot, but for some reason, besides one scene, which was the scene where I think one of her teachers died. That scene, I didn't get that impact.
She was overacting or something, or
not overacting. I think she was underacting, actually.
Really?
I think she was held back. I don't think she was overacting. I kind of expected a big oh no, the fuck.
Yeah.
But instead I got oh no. Shit, what do I do?
Yeah.
That was
her aunt, right?
Yeah, that was her aunt or something, and her trainer.
Yeah.
So I mean, if it was her mom, maybe. So I don't know, maybe I'm overthinking it, but every other scene, I actually feel like she nailed it pretty well.
Yeah.
I don't get the criticism of her lines are wooden, or some people say that, and some people say that her acting's not so good. But I personally thought that her acting in this, while it's I'm not gonna go on say she's Hugh
Oscar worthy.
I'm not gonna say she's Hugh Jackman and she was born to play this character, freaking Ryan Reynolds born to play Deadpool or any of that. I'm not gonna say that she was born to play this role, but she did I honestly think she did a very, very solid job, not just on the action scenes, but also on some of the emotional parts as well.
Yeah. I gotta say I agree with you. There was a few scenes that I did feel they were wooden when they were talking about what to do with Trevor, and she was explaining no, we have to go there and do our thing. But other than that though, I was worried about it, but I was completely surprised and I really enjoyed her.
Yeah.
It wasn't it didn't take me out of the movie or anything. Everybody was saying it would. And yeah, I thought she was solid. But again, you were saying, nothing groundbreaking or anything, or Hugh Jackman or Robert Downey Jr. and stuff like that.
Exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, I really liked it, and Chris Pine I think really did a good job.
Oh, dude.
I really liked his character.
I think he was my favorite character. I think he got the most development out of the film. I think he got a little bit more development than Wonder Woman, actually. Well, no, I take that back. He didn't get more development than Wonder Woman. I just could relate to his character more, where Wonder Woman's this freaking god creature, but not creature, but she's a god woman. So, I don't know. I just felt even though her character like was the most fleshed out, I felt like his was the most relatable.
Yeah, definitely.
And definitely I did not see his death coming because
me either.
Because honestly, in the comic books, I believe in the comic books that they bust a Captain America and they keep him alive.
Oh, so he's like frozen or something, or
no, he doesn't get frozen. He just no, they don't bust that kind of Captain America.
Okay.
They bust a Captain America thing where that girl he loved in the first movie, how she gets old and shit. Like Wonder Woman doesn't. So in the comic books,
he gets old.
Yeah, he gets old and she doesn't, and then that's how she learns like, oh, I don't fucking age as much as these other people.
Yeah.
So that was a good like she's like, oh, I can't love and stuff like that because like they'll just die.
Yeah.
That was her reasoning. Which is why I don't believe in the comic books, besides a few exceptions with like Superman and Batman in the animated series, that she never really dated anyone. So in this, it was really nice to see her vulnerable, and I really liked that he was really influential on her character arc.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if he didn't make that sacrifice, if he didn't die, maybe she would probably
still not believe in like mankind or something like that. Or like think
exactly.
that she's not, or like the mom told her like they're not worthy,
Like I feel like that sacrifice was essential, especially how close she got to him and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, honestly, again, like I didn't see that coming either, but I really liked it. It was just like even like when he was up, going up in the plane. Like I was like, fuck, like is he gonna do it? Is something gonna happen? And then like when you see it blow, like oh fuck, like he sacrificed.
Another thing I really liked with Chris Pine was they gave a lot of time, like just little quiet moments.
Yeah.
Like nothing too. It wasn't like one of my complaints about BVS was there was none of those really. There was a few of those quiet moments, maybe with Batman alone and Superman alone. Where if you've seen the Ultimate Edition, there's a nice little scene with Superman calling his mom.
Yeah.
There's a nice little scene with like Batman visiting his parents' grave and stuff. So there's scenes like that, but there's never really them interacting. In this, there's a lot of Wonder Woman and Chris Pine, his character, Trevor's Pine. I'm sorry, I'm getting the names. Stephen Trevor. Sorry, I'm getting these all mixed up. But there's a lot of these moments, character moments where they actually talk to each other. So, and take notes, Batman versus Superman. So when someone dies, there's an impact.
Yeah.
Because the only reason why I felt an impact with Superman dying is because of Man of Steel. But if I had never watched Man of Steel, I was just jumping into Batman vs Superman, which I know you shouldn't do. But like for those people that did, you're not gonna get that much of a
emotional impact of.
You're just gonna be like, oh,
okay, this guy died.
And in fact, in that movie, I kind of felt like the people of that world were like, oh man, finally all the Kryptonians are dead. We don't have to worry about aliens anymore.
Yeah.
As opposed to like, oh man, poor Superman. You know what I mean? Maybe some people, but and again, these are not movies just for fans. And this movie proves that, like where the first few DC movies were trying to say like, oh, these movies, like when they did poorly, the directors and all the actors in the studio would just try to hide behind, oh, but we're doing this for the fans, for the people that read the comic books.
Yeah, for sequels or something like that.
Yeah, but that doesn't make sense to me because it's like, okay, if you look at the percentage of people that actually read comic books, it's not a lot.
Yeah.
So if you're aiming to that demographic, you would not put that much money into these movies.
Yeah.
So, so this movie felt like you didn't need to read her origin story. You didn't need to learn about everything. It explained everything clearly, and it gave some good little changes to even certain characters that it's obviously Chris Pine's character is not going to be in Batman v Superman. Even if he lived, he would have been too old and have died. But I like that they kind of took that like, oh, like you were expecting him to live and maybe die from old age in this movie, and turned it into he sacrificed himself.
Yeah, I really like that too.
Yeah, so that's what I liked as well. And it also, I think I talked to you a little bit about this on our way home. We were really excited. We can wait to talk about everything.
Yeah.
But one of the things I told you is it does make Batman, one scene from Batman v Superman a little better. Like when Batman has that speech about like men are still good. And I feel like maybe she has that memory of Chris Pine to like back that up. Like yes, like the world is like effed up, and there are definitely selfish people in the world.
But there's still hope.
There's still people that are just genuinely good people, and I like that. I don't know if you saw this Wonder Woman animated movie cartoon. It's about her origin as well.
Yeah.
But the one thing I hated about that movie was Steve Trevor's character was just like this guy that was just trying to sleep with Wonder Woman.
Really? What the heck?
Right. Like the first
That's
thing
what I like too. That
like
he
the
wasn't
first
like.
thing he does is they Themyscira finds him. They're like, oh my gosh, they used the lasso of truth. He's like, oh, here's a spy. Oh, also your daughter has a nice rack. That's what happens in the anime.
Are you serious? What the heck?
Yeah, I'm dead serious.
Wow.
Like in the movie, he's like, yeah, oh, and your daughter has a nice rack.
Yeah.
Like, and then in this movie they didn't do that, and I was so scared that they were gonna do that because that
like
that
play
makes
on her looks and stuff.
Yeah, that makes in my opinion, that makes a character like I don't like him if he would have done that. So.
Yeah. It would have definitely not fit with the rest of his arc and like characterizations and stuff like that.
Who else? Who would be your favorite character in this film?
Well, besides Wonder Woman, I
Okay.
think it would be him as well because like you said, he had the most time and most development, and the thing I like about this movie is like they didn't do all the cliches like that, like oh he's just trying to get at her or whatever, like. Even at that time when they did hook up or whatever, I don't know if you don't know if they kissed, but
yeah, it's very. I like that it's like that though. I like because I feel like if it was like definitely like oh I showed them getting on the bed and like doing
that would have been too much. Like kind of like okay, like this is a cliche moment, like
I like that it was a very simple like. I like that scene a lot because it's cool in the sense of
He was kind of struggling too, like should I go or should I stay?
Yeah, he was. I like that he was a very like polite guy.
Yeah.
Like he was even honest with. I mean, there was that one scene where he's like, "Oh, this is above average." Like.
Yeah. And he's like very naked and stuff like that.
Yeah, and he's like, also, do all men look like this? He's like, oh, I'm above average. And then later on, he's like, well, I'm not above average. I'm just like normal. But she didn't know what he meant. But like, I think. If they had done it, I think it would have been nice too because she talks about it like like they get together, get married, and make babies and stuff like that, and she knows how you make babies and stuff.
Yeah.
She's like, have you ever done that? And he's like, no, like cause like he never got the chance to because his whole life he was kind of like stuck in a war.
Yeah.
Or like stuck with a poor family. You don't know, but you know that he struggled in his life and somehow he's just a good character.
Yeah, he's just trying to do good.
And I did like that scene because it was like she was like yeah come on let's do it like it wasn't she wasn't like oh like she wasn't like oh don't close the door, it wasn't none of that, it was just like she just gave him a look like and it wasn't an overbearing look like
like they like come and get this or
yeah no, it wasn't like that, it was just like hey like if you want to stay it's cool like you know what I mean, and he was just kind of like
because he definitely got that from her too, that she was like curious, like genuinely curious about it,
and who wouldn't be because she like again she researched all 24 books in the movie. Like I don't want to talk about like this whole scene about like Wonder Woman banging this guy, but like if she did it or not. If she did, I think it would have been perfectly fine. I don't think they just kissed. They're both adults. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I do think that she genuinely maybe did it, and I even like I know that's like such a weird topic to talk about, but I think the reason why we're talking about that is because in a lot of movies it's such a cliche to just make them do it.
In a lot of movies that relationship doesn't work.
Yeah, exactly. It's in a lot of movies the relationship.
Marvel. I gotta say it, man. I call it how it is.
Even Ryan Reynolds and Deadpool relationship, everyone loved that relationship, but I'm probably gonna get some hate for this, but to me it just looked like a very sexual filled with, like, it didn't look like they were like, oh, he was just like, oh, your crazy matches my crazy. I'm like, dude, she's just a stripper. Like, you know what I mean? She's just a stripper with daddy issues. It's not like she killed people for a living.
Yeah.
So it didn't match with me. But that guy, he was like, no, I've gone in wars too, but this is just how men, like the human race, not men. Well, maybe at that point, because women were fighting wars at that time. But at that time, maybe he's just like, this is what men do when they're at wars. They don't always like go because they're scared, And Wonder Woman brings that bravery to it, and I like that. So what I'm getting out of this whole, Wonder Woman having sex with this guy, just all these topics I'm going out, is that their relationship is... Patty Jenkins spends a lot, and I don't... Never mind. I don't want to say anything about that, because that'll get political. And I don't want to get there. But Patty Jenkins, she did a really, really, really good job in terms of... the way she directed it, the romance side of things, because it felt very real. It didn't feel forced. There was that one line at the end that he said, "I love you," and when he said that, I was like, man, he means it. I wasn't like, oh, they just met. Because usually, if you think about it, they just met. They shouldn't be in love, but maybe it's like just the experience of that. For me, it seems like this film takes place within 3 weeks, maybe not a few days. I think it's too much because they're on that boat. You don't know how long they're on.
That's true.
They're traveling here. They're taking planes here. At that time, you don't know how time works. So if this takes place within a month, I can kind of see him saying, you know what, I love you. I've been around with women and I've never met anyone like you. You know, so whatever.
Oh yeah, she's
exactly. So yeah, man, I really like their relationship. Is there anything you want to talk about there?
No, I think that pretty much sums up like how we feel definitely about the chemistry with the two, right? Yeah, because I was gonna lead into that right now, like next, but I feel like that perfectly sums up how they work and their chemistry. How Patty did a great job. She did a great job overall in the movie, I think so. But now I kind of want to talk about really quickly about the side characters. Alright guys, so we're going to get into really quickly the side characters. What did you think about
I thought you said the sad characters.
No,
the side characters. To be honest, they're not like super fleshed out, but they do have a little bit of characterization, which I like. To be honest, because I didn't expect that in this film.
Yeah. Because in a lot of these type of films, they're just like throwaway characters, and that's been my problem in a lot of movies. Like,
let's talk about that girl from like Civil War. What's her name again?
Oh, which one?
See? No shit.
Oh yeah, exactly.
No,
but
besides Black Widow, there's like, you know.
Oh, Scarlet Witch.
Scarlet. Besides them two, what other side character? That there's actually a few that are female in that movie. But which other ones do you remember? Like the name of?
Nah, I was gonna say that one girl that's
and everyone praises that. I love Civil War, by the way. I'm just saying that, but like, everyone praises that movie for like, oh, how they handle all these characters in this one movie. Which I mean, they do, but I think that's the equivalent of having so many movies to.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Yeah.
And Wonder Woman doesn't even need any other movies to explain this little one guy that his only character arc is.
He wanted to be an actor.
He wanted to be an actor, but instead he had to go to war.
Yeah.
It hits the point home. There's another guy that
he's like a singer, and he's kind of affected by, he has like a bad dream. And
like war trauma. That was something I didn't expect. The war trauma part. I was like, holy crap.
That was really cool.
They actually went there. Like,
see
holy,
that. Yeah.
So I loved that, to be honest. I thought that was one. And then I even liked the Indian guy. Sorry, that's so offensive. Native American. Sorry. I even like that one Native American guy that said, she's like, so what do you do this for? He's like, well, just like, I don't fight either war. And she's like, oh, so what, you just stand there and you don't fight? He's like, well, it's better to be free than to fight for something I don't even have anymore. Yeah. She's like, who took that away from you? And it's like, that guy.
And he pointed
like the Americans. So it's like, it's showing that like, not all mankind is like super like, hey, like, like America's not innocent, and we get to that way later on because I mean, we can kind of go into that now because like that's kind of it about the side characters. Like, what did you think?
No, I like the side characters. I appreciated the fact that they weren't just there to like die or something like that. They were there and they had lived a little bit. Yeah, they lived actually too. And they just had like a little bit to them. So like there was this one scene where they all huddled together. I thought that was nice. I was like, oh man, they're gonna die or something. But it gives you that feeling of like, oh, like you kind of care about these instead of just, okay, that person's gonna die,
Yeah.
And a lot of these movies miss that, and I was really glad.
I like that too, the huddle scene.
Yeah, I really like that had this. But what do you want to go into next?
Villain, because I was actually gonna go into it and I kind of stopped myself because I didn't give you a chance to talk.
Yeah.
But the villain, was Ares. And there was a couple side villains. I think they tried to do this to be honest, I think the villain was the weakest, not a weak part of the film. It's not as weak as other villains in superhero movies.
Yeah.
It's not as weak as other superhero movies, but it's a little bit above that because there's some mythological stuff to it that you can't really get it's Ares is Wonder Woman's main villain, but if you go down to his core, he's just a guy that's manipulative that wants to create more war. You know what I mean? There's nothing really to him. But I think they did a little something here.
Yeah.
That they didn't do in the comic books actually, because in the comic books that's just how he lived, I guess. Yeah. Over the years, like he just created by starting wars that gave him purpose. In this one, it's more like he like Zeus created humans, and he was like, I don't think these humans are as good as you think. They're like, no. And they just cast him aside because of that one disagreement that he had. Yeah. But he also because he tried to fuck with them and stuff. But still because of that one little thing, that one little change to Ares made his character a little bit more oh crap, Also the fact that He was some like this is gonna be weird, a weird spoiler, but like he's the British general or something like that. He's just like them and a manipulative.
Well, he was presented as that, and obviously we didn't know. That was like a reveal that he was Aries and stuff like that.
That was one of the surprises.
Yeah, like you didn't see that coming. Like what the heck,
didn't
like
see that coming.
This general, like, but yeah. Other than that, like the two other villains, like that girl that does the poison, and then the other general guy. I feel like they were kind of like, okay. There was this one moment that kind of threw me off. Remember how he threw the mask? And then she's like, oh, well, like, the mask's not going to help them, you know? And he's like, oh, yeah, but he doesn't know that.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
I felt like that was such, like, like mustache twirl. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, kind of like, fuck with them, but...
No, here's the thing. Even though it was it was, like, so over the top in that sense that I actually liked it. Because, like, I was also like, oh, that's fucked up.
Yeah,
They're all going to be fighting over this thing, but no matter what they do, they're going to die. Yeah. So, like, I was like... Damn, like
that's fucked up. Like that's really like villainary stuff there.
That was some like even though like the way he did it, like I thought it was I think the mustache twirly part was like, oh, they don't know that, and then they were like hee hee hee.
Yeah, they laughed and stuff, but
like it wasn't just like they don't know that, and he walked away, and she was like, oh shit, like it was actually they tried to make it like mustache twirl.
Yeah, like it was
like legit doing that. So it kind of felt like, and I know that's what Patty Jenkins was going for, but it just didn't fit the rest of the tone, like that one little part.
Yeah,
I still enjoyed it. It's just, I have to admit that one little part didn't fit the rest of the tone.
Yeah.
I'll get into the tone after this because I do want to discuss something about the tone.
Definitely. But as far as those characters, I felt like the girl was just there to make the poison. But I felt like the other guy, the other general, whatever, he served kind of a purpose because Wonder Woman throughout the film, she's like, okay, if we kill Ares, then everybody will stop. She kind of had. She was living in Themyscira all her life, basically, you know, so she had that, you know... Mentality. So when she ends up killing the guy, I thought that was pretty cool how she, you know, killed him and stuff.
I thought
ruthless, but...
I thought it was cool, too, because I didn't think they were going to do that. I thought they were going to make Wonder Woman, like, not kill anyone.
Yeah.
But no, because if you look up her comic book stuff, if she thinks someone's bad and then they can't be stopped, she kills them. She doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah. And Justin, she's with...
Yeah, she doesn't give a... Like, you know, she doesn't care. So, and Superman, you know what's really weird if you really think about it? Yeah. The one person that doesn't kill any heroes in this universe so far is Superman. Even Batman kills people. Like Wonder Woman
he killed General Zod, but like.
But he was forced to. Like he never.
No
but like I'm talking about humans. Like that wasn't.
Okay.
Like he's never killed any humans.
Oh, okay.
Wonder Woman as a god that killed humans. Batman is like. Not a god or anything. He's just a man, but like peak of physical humanity, and mental humanity. But for some reason he can't stop himself from killing. Anyways, I don't want to get into that. But
it's a whole other story.
But I really like how they made Wonder Woman. Kill. They didn't care. She killed soldiers. There was this one scene where she was pissed that Steve Trevor died. She didn't know how to take it yet because she's still learning her power. She's still very.
She seemed like she went Super Saiyan right there.
Yeah, I know.
Boom! I was like, whoa, what the heck? And she was just like, just killing all these soldiers and stuff.
Yeah, I do think the climax of the movie didn't hit me as hard as I wanted it to.
Yeah.
To be perfectly honest, I get it. And I do like how there's a theme of love. I know that's a little cheesy to some people, but that's what Wonder Woman is about. Like she is about. I think it worked. I think it worked, but I just think some people think that just a theme of love is cheesy in general. Yeah. Like, oh, like what saved me? Love. Like, you know what I mean? You know, but in this, it's like she doesn't mean like love in that sense, like in that corny sense. She just means like, you know. You can put all this hate in humanity, but the one thing they will have is that love, you know, for like just the things they care about, for other people or on their life.
That scene in the village where everybody was dancing and stuff like that, you know, like that made her come.
It wasn't a village; it was like a city. I don't know. I don't know why they called it a village. I think that was just the name of the city. But anyways, because when they said village, I was like, what the hell? Like, you know, I didn't know it was that old, and they just went back to the city they were dancing at, and I was like, wow, okay. Anyways, that's just like a little thing, but but yeah, you're right. I do agree with you on that sense.
Yeah, I really like that, and going on with Ares, the like main villain, I guess, or like the final villain.
Yeah.
I really liked him, and I was wondering. I told you too, like. Is he just gonna be fighting her like in the regular civilian clothes or whatever?
Because like, what the heck? on the surface, he just looks like this really scrawny. British
you
guy.
Never would guess that he's like
Ares,
But I feel like the actor did a pretty good job.
Yeah, the one thing I will say that's a little inconsistent is the whole like he keeps teleporting and stuff when she first meets him.
Oh yeah, and then like during the fight.
Yeah, then she can hit him.
Really...
That threw me off a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think he wanted to fight her, so I'll give it a pass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like,
yeah, he eventually realized like, oh, she's not gonna join me, so I gotta.
Yeah, so I guess like I'll give it a pass just because it did come with a really cool end fight scene.
Yeah.
It was not.
It was not like one of the best fight scenes.
Here's the thing: it's not. It is kind of CGI heavy. There's some people complaining about it, but I feel like with stuff like this, it would have been weird to have fucking Gal Gadot on a string, like. Like I think in this kind of movie,
it would have seemed too like,
especially because you already established this universe, and Zack Snyder kind of overused CGI in Batman v Superman at some points, but I feel like the CGI here actually really worked. There are some moments where you need you don't need it, but like
you can't like do it practically, you know.
Yeah, even Star Wars: The Force Awakens, as much as they brag about it being, oh, look at all these practical effects.
Yeah,
there's still CGI moments stuff. Because there are just some things you can't do without CGI.
Well, talking about that, how do you overall? I think you're talking about it already. I was like, how do you think about the CG? What do you think about the visual effects and stuff like that? But, like,
I thought the cinematography, the visual effects were really well done.
Yeah.
I like there's one scene that I just thought was beautiful where it's after the final battle.
Yeah.
And I think
she's just standing there.
She's standing there in the middle, soldiers around.
Yeah, exactly.
And then there's a big crater behind her, and then the sun comes up.
Yeah,
like,
that's
like
the one.
It's like a symbol for hope and shit.
Yeah.
So I really like that. It kind of reminded me of the old Superman movies a little bit, and I know that's what Patty Jenkins was going for, which I really enjoyed. I did enjoy. It wasn't as lighthearted as that Superman, which I also like because I will say this. Just the visual design, while it does have colors and stuff, which I do appreciate. DC, please keep doing that. But it does have. While I do appreciate all that stuff, you have to also admit, like, even though this is a lot more lighthearted and it has jokes and stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the jokes are never forced. Like, to me, in Marvel movies, they just feel like they're building up to.
Like it's just a gag, yeah.
They're building up. Not in all of them. I will say like there's some of them not. I felt like that in Doctor Strange. Not gonna lie. I actually saw it the other day, by the way. But anyways,
yeah.
But yeah, so I kind of felt like they were building up to jokes in Doctor Strange.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Where and Wonder Woman, it didn't feel like that. It just felt like, I felt like the jokes came from the, the fish out of water stuff, like and it's common. It's in other movies, but it works in this film.
Yeah, definitely.
What did you think about cinematography?
No, I'm right there with you. I really liked a lot of the shots in Themyscira. They're really cool, obviously, because it's like a paradise, you know? So it's really nice to see all that stuff. Visual effects, I really enjoyed it, too. I thought Ares looked pretty cool, and I was like, finally, when he got his suit, I was like, alright, cool, you know?
Yeah, okay. I was kind of like, oh, man, hope they don't fight him. She doesn't fight him like this. But he got his suit back, and he looked big again, so
it was cool to see
he looked
this, like, big guy, you know?
Like, intimidating,
Cool.
It was pretty cool. Yeah, I really liked that as well. So, one thing I actually really thought was a really clever move on Patty Jenkins' part is that this is actually like right after the beginning of this movie, like the first maybe 3-4 minutes takes place right after Batman v Superman. Oh, not right after, it would be ridiculous, like he just
but
died.
After the events.
But after the events of Batman v Superman, and I did like the touch where it's Bruce Wayne sending her the original photo, and then she looks at it and then she tells her story.
And that's how the movie starts, you know, like it's basically kind of like a flashback, but it's not necessarily a flashback. It's just her kind of reminiscing like what happened.
And as much as people like to bag on Zack Snyder, and I know people are not bagging on him now because of the situation he's in. Like my condolences, by the way, but to Zack Snyder, they gave him so much crap in Batman v Superman and Man of Steel, and now people are like, oh man, blah blah blah. Anyways, but you have to give Zack Snyder some credit because from the research I've done, he did write some parts of this movie. Like he did
I did not know that. He told me.
He did co-write some really cool, like good parts of this movie. Like he co-wrote the stuff. I don't know exactly. I just know from things I've heard. Is that I know he co-wrote it for sure, but I don't know what exactly. But one thing I heard was that he did co-wrote the villain stuff a little bit, like how he was gonna be the villain, how Ares was gonna come to be.
Oh, okay.
And some little things like that, and I think he helped direct some parts, which you can kind of tell. Like maybe I think maybe he helped direct, not direct, but he helped direct maybe that first scene that takes place after Batman v Superman.
Okay.
And maybe he also helped direct.
The last scene?
The last, fight scene because he's good at that. It's not as good as I'm not gonna lie. Well, Zack Snyder does action very well, and I wouldn't say that this fight is very as strong visually as Batman v Superman and Man of Steel. I do like those fight scenes a little bit more, but this one definitely had more of a lot more of an emotional
meaning to it. Like it had
Batman v Superman is just we're here to save the world. Man of Steel is kind of like I have to save the world, but I don't want to kill you because that one's a little bit more deep. But with Wonder Woman had a very emotional fight scene. So
yeah. And that's another thing we can go into real quick, that the fight scenes are really well done. Like, I really liked her.
Dude,
her
I
fight
had
scenes.
this smile on my face. The first major fight scene.
She comes out of the little.
The crater. The first fight scene she has where she's just fighting the Germans or whatever. That honestly put a really big smile on my. I think that was the best fight scene. I think it was honestly better than the last one because there was a build up to it. And I think that was the one thing that a lot of superheroes don't move. They keep the action every now and then. But this movie, there's only really 2 fight scenes and maybe a little bit of training scenes in the beginning. So there's only 2 action scenes. Only 2. The rest is character development. And if Logan can prove something, you don't need a lot of... And this movie as well. You don't need a lot of action in a superhero movie. You don't need a CGI fest, a lot of action. Save that for those core moments. Yeah, still have it, obviously, otherwise you're going to get Superman Returns again. But with no action, maybe. But yeah, I do enjoy that there's more of an emotional part of this fight. I do enjoy... I don't know, there's just like, I did find the action and that one scene where she's coming out of the crater very, very enjoyable.
Like a very monumental moment.
Yeah, and overall, I would say that in comic book hero films, I will say that one moment was going to stand because there was a build up to that moment, to that first fight scene, after all the training, after everything she's seen of man. How she doesn't understand. It was just beautifully done.
Yeah, definitely. I think so too.
The music too. Let me get into that.
Oh yeah, the music.
They actually used the Wonder Woman theme from Batman v Superman,
which we both really like.
A lot of people don't like it, but I feel like they used it more effectively in this one.
And it wasn't too like, it didn't take you out of the movie or anything, or like it wasn't used that much. It was just like kind of like in the background, It wasn't popped up like every now and then, If
you're a music guy like me, they use something called leitmotif, which is they have like a few notes, like in Star Wars Force Awakens, there's da na 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 da na 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 na. That's it. They just use that bar of music, and they'll have da na na da na 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 da da na. So and then they'll just use it every now and then. That's what they did with this theme.
Exactly.
It'll be like epic fighting, drums. They're not using the theme, and then when she does something really cool, then they'll have that theme work. And then they'll go back to like the music. It's not constantly playing, which is nice.
Yeah, and I was worried about that too. Like I thought I was gonna like, oh man, they're gonna like use this a lot because it was in the trailer, But I was worried about it being misused. But I really liked every time it was on there, I
was looking forward to it because you could hear when the drums come in, you're like, oh shit, it's coming. And then that's when you're like, oh shit, like the theme's coming, and just waiting. I don't know if it was just you, but or if it was just me, but
no, I was the same way.
I was like, okay, I'm enjoying the action, but musically, it's like, all right, it's gonna come here. Any second now.
Okay.
There it is, yes! So that's what I really, I don't know, I hit my leg pretty hard. But
But another thing I wanted to touch upon is that something that I was kind of worried about too, especially coming out of Dawn of Justice, is that maybe there was going to be like a lot of cameos or kind of setup, but I really love that this movie was just like, it can stand on its own, It does have like that Bruce Wayne thing in the beginning and in the end kind of, but other than that, it's just this standalone movie, this quote-unquote origin story about the film, and it doesn't have like any cameos from other superheroes or nothing,
Yeah, that was really good thing.
That was really cool to see.
It would have been, I think because it takes place so back in time, it would have been way out of place.
Yeah.
Even like, I don't know, freaking Aquaman, like just pop up or some shit like, or any other character would have been weird.
Like when the mom was telling her the story about like how Ares was like, that whole thing. You see the gods, and I don't know if you noticed like Poseidon was there. Like I seen the trident and shit like that.
Oh, to
So
be
that was pretty
perfectly
cool.
honest, I know he freaked out about that, and I'm like, I think I saw something Aquaman related because I saw a trident. But to be honest, I was cleaning my glasses, so I kind of missed that scene.
Oh yeah, I was like, oh, or I said, I said
I thought it was Aquaman, so I'm glad you cleared that up because I would have
No.
forgot to ask you.
Yeah.
But yeah, so okay, cool, Poseidon. That's actually a really cool one. Then that's really cool that they. That's like a little,
little
not even a
hints,
cameo,
nod.
just like a
little nod,
little nod to Aquaman, which is really cool. They also have a really nice little nod to. I think I talked with this with John in the car, to a scene in one of the just
ice cream.
yeah ice cream.
Okay, cool.
So the ice cream stuff, with Wonder Woman, there's a scene in there where she eats ice cream. She's like, oh, you should be very proud, or something like that.
Yeah,
with
she was
someone.
just like
She's
really
just
like
excited. She loves ice cream, and if you don't know the comic books, she loves ice cream. First of all, but also the first time in I believe in New 52 they tried to recreate this, but one of the first times she comes to Earth and stuff, she's like, oh wow, like let me try this ice cream thing, and she's like, oh my god, ice cream's amazing. It's just like a nice little.
I didn't even
nod to
know
that
this
scene.
either, but like when he saw it, as soon as he saw it, he was like, oh, like like
The ice cream.
he got
yeah.
excited because it was like a tip to like the comics and like her.
Yeah, and it was a
Yeah,
nice
something like
little
that.
tip. They didn't overdo it.
Yeah,
It's not like they went on the ice cream and then there's a fucking.
She kept getting it in throughout the movie or something.
Yeah, exactly. That would have been too much. It was just a nice little nod, and I like that. It worked very well. It was actually, to me, it is a little overdone in the comics because she's like, oh my god, ice cream is amazing. You, sir, should be like the leader of these people or some shit like that. And I was like, oh shit.
Really?
Glad
What
she
the
didn't
heck?
do that because it was like a very serious moment. But I'm glad they somehow added that little ice cream scene.
Yeah.
So yeah, man.
And another thing that I kind of want to touch upon too, we already talked about the fighting and stuff like that, but I was kind of surprised at how like her powers worked in this movie, because there was like this scene where like Ares is throwing stuff at her, and she's just walking towards him and just like obliterates that rubble or whatever.
Without moving her hands or anything.
Yeah, she was just there, like, so I was like, what the heck, like, is this she?
It kind of felt
powerful?
kind of felt like in if you guys like Dragon Ball Z, if you don't watch it, I'm sorry, but it's kind of felt like in a Dragon Ball Z episode where they're walking and the auras around them, and then people are shooting blasts at them, and it just kind of like dissolves in the aura or something.
Yeah,
But so it reminded me of that because she was just walking and then they're just dissolving around her. So I was like, what the hell? I've never seen this where was this in the Doomsday fight? Diana, what the fuck? No, I'm just kidding.
Well, maybe she was, I don't know. She was
Also,
getting
I did want to add this, and I was saving to let you know. There was a sword in there called the God Killer. It was destroyed. I don't want to say that's a plot hole for Batman v Superman because, that movie takes place so far back. She could have just got the sword fixed at some point, and then that's it. Yeah. But it is the same handle, so I know that. So, but there is a point in Batman v Superman as well, which it was a nice little nod, that she stops Doomsday's arm with the sword, and it's supposed to be a God Killer sword. So I just found that was really cool, like really interesting, because I was like, wow, how can that just one little piece of metal like stop Doomsday's like punch or whatever?
Yeah.
But it's because it's supposed to kill gods. You know what I mean? So so I really like that little detail, I guess, like because I always had that confused because there's this one scene where he's punching and she just stops it like that, but like his arm doesn't cut, so because he's fucking Doomsday, but also the sword doesn't break, and I'm just kind of like wondering like what the heck. Ares does break the swords. That makes sense because he's a god.
Yeah, but I mean, like he said, we don't know. Like there's been a lot of time between that and then.
Yeah, this is World War One, and then it goes all the way to 2017.
So maybe she found another
or 2016
one
or
something. So
yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, I mean, overall, man, we restarted the video with our overall thoughts. But overall, like, what is your score and what like closing thoughts?
You're trying. I don't know. There's so much to talk about.
We can go on forever in this
I
video.
really enjoyed this movie. I have to think if it's going to be in my top 10 comic book movies.
Yeah, we were talking about that too.
It's so weird to say that, especially about the DCU movies, because they haven't had the best reputation as of late. But I will say Wonder Woman surprised me in a lot of ways. And I think it's one of the reasons because it's so disconnected from the universe. It has little nods. I think I like it in the sense of, in that way, as in the same sense of Logan, where Logan is take place so far forward, but it has little nods, but none of them are overbearing. So Wonder Woman does that same thing, which I like a lot. I can't stress that enough. And I love the chemistry. I love the acting. I'm on the only thing I could say I was a little disappointed by. Sorry about that, guys. I saw something I needed to take care of. It was just a bug on my floor. Sorry, but anyways. Sorry, there's all this build up. But anyways, so I could say the only thing I found disappointing, a little bit disappointing, was the villain. I wouldn't even say the villain was that disappointing because I actually did like some things. And I was wondering, and I think it's only disappointing because there's not much you could do with Ares.
Yeah.
As a villain, so I mean, maybe they could have used Cheetah, but that would probably have been as good, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because I know Cheetah's a really good Wonder Woman villain, but it would have been really weird. So to be honest, I guess it has a kind of the same problem as a Marvel movie, in a weird sense. But I think Wonder Woman did their villain a little better than most Marvel movies. To be honest, like they did a little bit better on the villain. So overall, I'm gonna give this movie a solid. Man, I want to say 9, but I'm gonna give it an 8.7. I know that's weird. I don't want to give it an 8.5. I just feel like that's too low.
Too low.
And I need to see it again because it's one of those movies. But as of this moment, after first viewing, I would say 8.75.
Yeah.
I know it's like a real technical number. I just feel bad giving it as low as an 8.5. Maybe if I see it again, I'll go up to a 9 or down to an 8.5. But it's definitely one or the other.
Yeah, I can't blame you, man.
Yeah. So. Yeah, if you want to hear his rating, then I would suggest
I have my review, non-spoiler. So again, if you guys haven't checked it out, you can go ahead and check it out for my score as well. But just overall, like closing thoughts, I really enjoyed this film too, more than I thought I would. Honestly, I didn't want to believe all the hype. I didn't want to go into this movie and be like, oh my god, it's the greatest one. But I really enjoyed this movie. I liked the chemistry between Wonder Woman and Steve.
I will say this. I do agree with everyone it being the best DCEU movie so far. I
think Batman vs Superman is I honestly personally really enjoy Man of Steel.
Yeah, me too. But I just feel like this.
I don't know. I think maybe I agree with you too. I don't know. I have to see it again.
Yeah,
I definitely have to see it again. We just got back from seeing it. So I definitely, it's better than fucking Suicide Squad. But obviously better than Batman v Superman. But I don't know. I have to watch it again, and it might be better than Man of Steel, or right there under it.
For me, it's definitely better than not by a lot, to be honest. Because I did enjoy Man of Steel a lot too. That movie I feel like got a little bit too much flack, to be honest. But I really enjoyed Man of Steel.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's like absolutely amazing. I wish Superman got more development in that movie, which is probably why I like Wonder Woman more, because I just feel like Wonder Woman got a lot.
And that's why I like about this movie that it's her story, and it's like, it just feels like a standalone movie, like
self-contained.
It's self-contained, and I really love that about this movie. I like Patty Jenkins. She deserves a lot of credit for this film. And I can't think of anything else to say about the movie other than just great things. I
really look forward to what Patty Jenkins does next after this film.
Yeah, me too.
Because I know for a while she didn't do any films.
Yeah, her last movie was Monster, which was really great.
But that came out a while ago.
But I think that came out in like 2003, like a while back. And she's directed some TV stuff, but...
that's more than 10 years.
Yeah, it's more than 10 years, but I'm glad she came for this. I really love the movie. I can't wait to see it again. And tell us what you guys thought about the movie. We both really enjoyed it. We were happy that DC is getting on the right track, it seems.
I keep looking at your shirt, by the way. I really like it.
Oh, thank you. I wore this, by the way, real quick, to the Batman v Superman with him again. We went to go see watch the movie.
Yeah, that's just a nice little fun fact.
It's kind of, I don't know, I really like it too. And I got a compliment too, the guy taking our tickets.
Oh, yeah.
But anyways, guys, that was our spoiler talk discussion about Wonder Woman. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Tell us your thoughts on the comments down below. And I have my review up too, non-spoiler, so if you want to check that out. And as always, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at The Real Talk with 2 Ks. And where can people find you?
So I have my own YouTube channel. You can subscribe to it. It's just MoSenko, MoSenko. I do video game original music. I'm actually a video game composer, and I actually also do occasional video game covers. At the moment, I've been doing a lot more original music. Go ahead and follow that channel if you'd like. It's gonna be down in the description, I hope.
Yep.
If he doesn't,
I'll link it down in the description.
If he doesn't
for
fucking
sure.
put it in. I'm just kidding. I don't care. Anyways, but yeah. So if you're into that kind of stuff, go ahead and check out my channel. If you like
check
it,
out his
subscribe.
channel. I really enjoy it, so I think you would too. And yeah, guys, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.